violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
A University of Alabama basketball player is in jail, charged with capital murder. Tuscaloosa police arrested Darius Miles and another man after a shooting near the campus, a shooting which left a 23-year-old woman dead. Miles has been kicked off the team. CNN's Martin Savage joining us now with more. So, Martin, what led to the shooting in the first place?
This is not good, y'all. The community is taking L's back to back, unfortunately. We've got to do better, and although this story is gaining traction, like I said, I think it's just going to be swept under the rug, man, and it's a horrible thing what this dude did or what he's involved in, right? He's innocent until proven guilty, but the facts are coming out and they're not looking good, okay? These super athletic gremlins are on demon time.
We know?
Well, that's still being determined exactly, but it appears to be one of those instances where you've had a split second of bad decision making that's going to lead now to a lifetime of heartbreak.
Okay. I gotta stop him there. I'm sorry, but a split second of bad decision making, dude. He deleted a woman in cold blood because she wasn't trying to rock with him. You know, he felt entitled to her attention, maybe even her companionship. And they crashed out over that. Dog, I mean, you got your whole future ahead of you. Maybe a career in the NBA. I haven't watched Alabama basketball, so I don't know how good he is, but woo, wasted potential. It's over.
And tragedy for a number of families. Darius Miles was a third-year forward on the University of Alabama men's basketball team, but as you say, not anymore. He's been kicked off the team. That's because he has been charged with murder along with another man, Michael Lim Davis, 20 years of age. The two men were arrested after an incident that authorities in Tuscaloosa.
And look, he's still talking with an attitude like, oh man, I don't know why I'm, locked up. Hey, bruh. And you wonder why brothers are getting sentenced with more time. It's because when they apprehend you, you got attitude. When you're in the courtroom, you got attitude. I mean, once you get arrested, bro, your whole demeanor gotta change, bro. So that you can get favor among the judges, the jury, whatever, because now you're about to be judged. So you need to be on your best behavior. But I think a lot of brothers just don't understand that, especially when you're involved in something as heinous as this.
To say they were called to around 1:45 a.m. Sunday morning in an area about a half-mile off campus in Entertainment District. When police arrived on the scene, they said they found a female dead inside of a vehicle, 23 years of age. She died of a gunshot wound. The driver of that vehicle said that the two suspects opened fire on them. The driver says he returned fire, I believe he wounded one of them, and it was after talking to witnesses, looking at surveillance.
This is why you got to have a strap, because if the driver of the vehicle didn't fire back, they might have deleted him or her too. Whoever it was, they might have deleted them too.
This video that authorities were able to make the arrest, and yes, one of the men was wounded. We don't know which one. The question here is why? And authorities will only say that there was apparently some minor altercation that led up to this, and then came the gunfire, and now comes the heartbreak. Capital murder, which both of these men have been charged with, is the most serious crime in the state of Alabama. Erica.
We're still following that tragic situation from Tuscaloosa over the weekend. An Alabama basketball player no longer with the team after being arrested yesterday on a charge of capital murder.
Let's go now to our Jake Stanzo, who is live in Tuscaloosa. Jake, head coach Nate Oakes addressing the reporters today and talking about this tragedy.
Good evening, guys. Such a really difficult situation. Nate Oates spoke with the media today inside Coleman Coliseum for the first time since the incident occurred, and for the first time since his now former player Darius Miles was arrested. And really, it was a moment about humanity. Players on the team that know Darius are friends with Darius. Of course, you think about Nate Oates and his relationship with Darius. But again, the players and everyone knows the severity of the situation and how a senseless act ultimately cost the life of Jamea Harris. Oates said,
"Yeah, I've got 3 daughters. Went through my mind how easily could have been one of mine. Tough situation."
And I mean, it varies so much. Could have been one of his daughters. It could have been anybody's daughter if they dubbed him over whatever it was. But he crashed out over this. And this is what I'm saying. I've been saying we have an op culture, and I would describe this scenario as a crash out culture. We have a crash out culture. Like, I was watching a video where DDG was saying something like, you know, I don't get mad, but when I crash out, I'm like, what? Like, you know, even the fact that he is a YouTuber turned rapper and now he's talking about crashing out. It's just like, bro, what is going on where that is even an option at this point? You know, dudes are straight crashing out left and right, and I would call this a crash out. That boy finna get hung in the state of Alabama. It's OV.
Talked to Darius's mother multiple times yesterday. Very hard situation on both accounts. So, you know, just continue to pray for Jamea and her family.
Nate Oates said he was first made aware of what all was going on earlier on Sunday and immediately called athletic director Greg Byrne to discuss how to move forward. And if you think about it, it's such a difficult situation to even think about how to prepare for something like this. But the team held a team meeting, lots of hugs, and just a moment to be able to process things. And the team, they do have a game scheduled tomorrow night against Vanderbilt. They will be traveling to Nashville. And Nate Oates said all players that are available that can play will play. But he also wants his players and anyone to know that there are resources and services available should anyone need help. Live in Tuscaloosa, Jake Stansel, WBRC Fox 6 News, on your side.
Late breaking, live, local, late breaking. WVTM 13 News at 10 starts now.
I swear, I love you more than you imagine.
Oh, shit. Oh, they got this man crying out on the arrest. Dude, man, oh my God, bro. Boy is finna get hung. It's OV. It is OV. He talking about someone, I love you more than you could imagine. Bruh. The fake remorse at the end. It's crazy, man. And maybe he wasn't the shooter. Maybe dude he was with was a shooter, but even being with Buddy, if you don't immediately stop and call the police, bruh, it's OV, bro. Like, if you don't immediately hop out the car, call the police, and try and render aid to the people that your homeboy just shot, it's OV. Like, there's, like, you could be like, oh, I didn't know he was gonna do that. Let me go and try and render aid. That's the only way you would have gotten out of this one. Like, but taking off with him in the whip, it's crazy.
A story that's getting a lot of attention tonight. A University of Alabama basketball player, one of 2 suspects charged in an overnight homicide. Now, police say a Birmingham woman was killed in that shooting on the Tuscaloosa Strip. WVTM 13's Chip Scarborough is live in Tuscaloosa tonight with more on a possible motive for this case. Chip?
Well, Jarvis, the Tuscaloosa Violent Crimes Unit says the shooting appears to be the result of some sort of argument between the victim and the suspects here along the Strip about 2 o'clock this morning. This is video given to us by Tuscaloosa Patch showing now former University of Alabama basketball.
Dang, so see, he was rolling with Michael Davis, and, you know, most likely they were both involved in on it. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Michael is smiling. He's like, he's good with the decision. He's good with going down for capital murder and possibly getting the death penalty. And like I said, man, Unfortunately, bro got the neck tattoos. I mean, it is something about the neck tattoos. And obviously, I do think that I've seen some good neck tattoos, some great neck tattoos on some great people. But at the end of the day, when you start looking through a lot of these mugshots, you will see a lot of neck tattoos. That's all I'm saying. It's a demon time indicator, is what I call it.
Basketball player Darius Miles being taken to jail late this afternoon. Authorities say Miles and Michael Davis are charged with capital murder. Investigators say the victim, Jamea Jonae Harris, later showed up to the Walk of Champions at Bryant-Denny Stadium, where a UA police officer was stationed. The car she was in had been shot into, and law enforcement officers say the driver of the car reported he shot back at the suspects in self-defense. Tonight, people in Tuscaloosa are certainly talking about this since it involves a UA basketball player.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know his family is like real hurt about it. I mean, just having a son that had his whole future ahead of him, he had a good life ahead of him, and to know that he did something like this is like, it's heartbreaking to know.
And what would you chalk this up? I chalk it up to the culture, bro. No cap. No cap. It's sad that the woman's life was taken, but it's good that he got apprehended immediately. We're gonna wait for the facts to come out, but I'm sure we'll learn very soon that at the end of the day, this was a situation that had, like, it was senseless. Like I said, it's just no need to happen.
And turns out that one of the suspects was actually hit by gunfire, although it was not life-threatening. Both suspects are in the Tuscaloosa County Jail tonight, charged with capital murder. Live along the Tuscaloosa Strip, Chip Scarborough, WVTM 13.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe, hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all dirty with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
what
all your
more
shit
do
off.
you want from me?
Darius Miles was arrested over the weekend. Michael Davis was also arrested, having no connection with the school. Both Miles and Davis are being held with.
So it looks like Darius Miles was hanging with, you know, a Pookie. Okay. Got mixed up with this dude, and Michael Davis got him believing that he needed to prove himself. Maybe he was trying to get down with the gang. All right. Maybe this could have been an initiation shooting, but now you see bruh's down with him. All right.
Outbound on capital murder charges.
Well, Jamea Harris was a 23-year-old mother from Birmingham who was enjoying life in Tuscaloosa alongside her cousin and her boyfriend. Today, her family still in shock.
Only on WVTM 13, our Rick Carley sits down with Jamea's mother and stepfather, who are trying to come to grips with this tragic loss.
How can a 23-year-old friend, a mother...
Dang, man. I mean, I see why they was trying to get at her, but straight deleted this woman over nothing, bro. That's crazy. Over getting rejected.
A daughter, be gone so soon. Jamea Harris's mother and stepfather have no answers. Just a day after they lost her, they want the world to know about their princess, Jamea.
I don't want her story to get lost. I don't want her to get lost as just a name in a newspaper. I want people to know who she was, and that
Dang, and she gonna hate the Crimson Tide for the rest of her life, man. That's crazy.
She was a good person. She really was. She was a good person, and she didn't deserve it.
DeCarla Hurd and her husband Kelvin wished Jamea well on Saturday as she headed to Tuscaloosa with her boyfriend and cousin. In the early hours of Sunday, Jamea was gone.
It's just a dagger through everybody's heart.
Dang, and they tried to press her while she was with her boyfriend. Was her boyfriend with her? They said the boyfriend went on the trip. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Boyfriend clapped back. I think that might have been the boyfriend who clapped back.
DeCarla knew years ago her daughter was going to be something, from being a cheer dancer at Winona High School to way back in preschool when she named herself Princess Jamea.
Everything that she did, they followed behind her.
Leader.
A leader.
That leader grew to be the mother of a 5-year-old son named Kane, a son she leaves just as she was teaching him to master his holiday gift.
She was just now starting to get him to teach him how to ride a bike. He got his first bike this Christmas with training wheels. She was just now starting to teach him how to ride his bike.
And the most heartbreaking thing ever, the young boy still doesn't know that he's lost his mama.
Wow. That sweet boy, I just don't know how we're gonna have to find the strength to tell him. And he's starting to look around for his mother. And
you just don't know how to tell.
A 23-year-old mother is gone. And now, DeCarla and Kelvin are fighting the fight.
I will fight for justice for this senseless act from both suspects.
Not
involved.
just for her, but for her son as well. They need to know that she wasn't just a random person. She was a mother. She had a child at home waiting on her.
Yeah, and I mean, it really doesn't matter who it was. She should not have had her life taken, man. It's crazy.
That son and the entire family wishing that a beautiful life never had to leave.
Like I said, she was just full of life. She had so much life to live. And it's just hard. It's hard to think that we won't have it again.
Princess Jamea was everything. Friend, mother, daughter, and more.
She was 23, but that was my baby, and I was still raising my baby to make her a good mother, you know? Yeah. So I'll never be the same person again. I won't.
DeCarla, the entire family will never be the same. So heartbreaking. As Mom DeCarla mentioned before I left, her beautiful daughter never will get a chance to see her son Kane take the training wheels off his bike.
Muriel, Jamea Harris was just 23 years old. She was a mother. She had a 5-year-old son. Her family tells me she is loved by so many. Every person I spoke with today say this is just heartbreaking. Captured on this Ring doorbell.
Dang, so that's video of, you know, what we can see from the shooting. You see them shorties took off, bro. It's crazy. Bro just aired it out.
The sound of gunfire ringing out on the Strip early Sunday morning.
And we just heard like a bunch of pop, 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 and people just started running.
UA students shocked.
Don't think something like that can happen like right outside your apartment.
And students were also shocked to find out Darius Miles is one of the 2 charged with capital murder. Miles was in his 3rd year with the Crimson Tide basketball team. The 21-year-old has been removed from the roster and from campus.
Wow. It's really a tragedy all around, but especially for Jamea and her family. Wish we weren't having to address this situation. But, you know, we got to pull together as a team at this point and have each other's, you know, really be there for each other.
Also charged, 20-year-old Michael Davis. Police say he is not affiliated with the university. Also, not saying who pulled the trigger.
For the investigation right now, we won't be releasing that. Both of them are both charged with capital murder, both being criminally culpable for this young lady's death.
Both suspects taken away in handcuffs. Davis was silent, but Miles was emotional.
I swear.
His attorney releasing a statement saying Miles and his family are heartbroken, but also saying he maintains his innocence.
A bad decision can cause you.
See, they keep chalking it up to, oh, it was just a bad decision. Like, bro, this is deeper than just a bad decision.
To have a lifelong consequence that you may not ever recover from.
Matthew Wilson, the Tuscaloosa City Councilman for the district where it happened, reacting to the news of a young mother killed.
One who will never ever see her child grow up, never see her child go to school again, never see her child graduate from high school, go to prom, have a 16th birthday.
I also spoke with Jamea Harris's aunt, Tracy Smith, who described her niece as a smart and beautiful young lady with a bright future. Harris leaves behind her 5-year-old son, Kane, who Smith says was her world, telling us the love and bond between the two was unimaginable.
I hurt for my district. I hurt for the people who have lost their family members. But there will be a reckoning day. And I trust and believe that justice is going to be served.
Now, both Davis and Miles are being held in the Tuscaloosa County Jail awaiting their first court appearances. Live in Tuscaloosa, Valerie Bell, ABC 3340 News.
We're learning more about the 2 local men arrested in connection to a fatal shooting near the University of Alabama.
One of the suspects is also a former University of Alabama basketball player. Stephanie Ramirez is live in Northeast with more details. Stephanie, what have you learned?
Tisha Robb, so the university player, we're told, is one of 2 men originally from the greater D.C. area arrested and charged in the murder of a 23-year-old woman. This was in Alabama this past weekend. That University of Alabama player, he's been identified as Darius Miles. Now, we are still waiting for D.C. Public Schools to confirm this, but it says online that at one point he played basketball at Theodore Roosevelt High School behind us here in Northwest D.C. And also before playing for the university. But I want you to listen to this as well.
I swear, I love you more than you imagine.
What the hell?
That was a tearful Darius Miles getting arrested.
Who was he talking to, though? Was he talking to the guy he got arrested with?
21-year-old Miles of D.C. and 20-year-old Michael Davis of Charles County, Maryland, are facing capital murder charges. Online, it says capital murder can carry a life or death sentence in this.
Why are they blanking this out?
State of Alabama. Tuscaloosa Police Chief Jack Kennedy told reporters at around 1:45 Sunday morning, Alabama University police were dispatched to an area by the school's stadium for a female passenger shot. Police said the driver, the woman, was with, returned fire in self-defense, hitting one of the suspects. They have not said which, but police later arrested Miles and Davis, saying it appears the shooting stemmed from a minor argument between the two. The two groups are not believed to know one another. Now, Miles's father, David Miles, made this post to his public Facebook account earlier today, thanking people for their support. He also wrote, "I know it's a daunting task, but if anyone that is a friend of Tracy, Darius, or mine that is financially capable to be in Tuscaloosa tomorrow when we go before Judge the."
So why is his family needing support? I mean, this man just crashed out. I would love to see what the comments are saying.
Judge for support, it will be greatly appreciated. The father is known in the area as a basketball coach. We did go to his home to speak with David Miles, but he declined to comment. Attorneys for Darius Miles say the 20-year-old D.C. native maintains his innocence. Alabama's head coach said today that Miles had been out for a couple of weeks during the season and back in D.C. to deal with a separate personal matter. And then just Saturday, he was ruled out for the rest of the season for an ankle injury. Then he's arrested for the fatal shooting on Sunday. Miles dismissed from the team immediately after.
Talked to Darius's mother multiple times yesterday. Very hard situation on both accounts. So, we just continue to pray for Jamea and her family, although I didn't know them, but they're certainly in our thoughts and prayers, and continuing to pray for Darius's situation too. It's just an unfortunate incident that wish we weren't having to deal with today.
As we're still trying to confirm if there is going to be a court hearing tomorrow. We also reached out to the other suspect's family. They declined to comment as well. We are told the 23-year-old killed Jamea Harris. She leaves behind a 5-year-old child. Back to you.
All right, let's get to the latest developments in the deadly Alabama shooting involving 2 men from the D.C. area. New video shows moments leading up to that murder.
One of the men charged is a former University of Alabama student and basketball player who reportedly went to high school in the district. Fox 5's Bob Barnard is live in Northwest with the latest on this. Bob, good morning.
Hey, Jeanette, Steve, good morning to you. Yes, we are outside Theodore Roosevelt High School here in Northwest Washington, where we believe one of the murder suspects, Darius Miles, was once a student athlete. This is 21-year-old Darius Miles at the time of his arrest in Alabama. He's charged with capital murder, but claims he's innocent, saying, I swear, I love you more than you can imagine, while he's loaded into a police squad car. Listen.
I swear, I love you more than you imagine.
The shooting early Sunday morning near the campus of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa reportedly followed a minor altercation between people in 2 cars. Shots were exchanged, and a 23-year-old woman, Jamea Harris, was fatally wounded. She was a passenger in one of the cars. A Ring camera on a home nearby captured the sound of the gunshots. Some of you may find this upsetting. Miles and 20-year-old Michael Davis of Charles County are both facing murder charges. The victim was the mother of a 5-year-old child. Darius was a member of the University of Alabama basketball team, though suffering from an ankle injury this season and not playing. He's now been dropped from the team. Head coach Nate Oates speaking with reporters Monday.
Tough situation. I talked to Darius's mother multiple times yesterday. Very hard situation on both accounts. So, we just continue to pray for Jamea and her family, although I didn't know them, but they're certainly in our thoughts and prayers, and continuing to pray for Darius' situation, too. It's just an unfortunate incident that I wish we weren't having to deal with today.
In a posting on Facebook, Darius' father, David Miles, a high school basketball coach here in D.C., asks for his followers' support and love, and that if anybody can afford to be in Tuscaloosa in court today to support Darius, the family would appreciate that.
So they asking for support to come to his court date and all types of... Wow, this is crazy, bro.
And we are still trying to confirm that Darius Miles and Michael Davis will be in court today. Again, Miles' attorney is claiming his innocence this morning, guys.
All right, tough story indeed, Bob. Thanks very much. All right, let's...
All right, guys, so this is the full perp walk. From the information that I'm getting, apparently Darius supplied, the basketball player supplied Buddy with the strap before he went in and did what he did. So, I mean, he aided and abetted is what they're saying. So it's OV.
I swear, I love you more than you imagine.
I guess he was telling his family that. I get mixed up with that dude, but either way, it's his fault too. Like I said, these super athletic gremlins are on demon time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.